there's no such thing as an alpha wolf. That word, the one you've heard your whole life, the tough one at the top forcing the rest of the pack to obey, the man who came up with it spent the next 20 years trying to take it back.
By the end of this video, you'll know what a wolf pack actually is, and it's not what almost every documentary still tells you. You'll see the hunting move that looks like teamwork, but is really about testing weakness before committing to a chase most wolves will lose. You'll learn how a whole pack coordinates a hunt, defends a territory, and raises pups without a single bark of command. And stay for the ending, because even the famous video about wolves changing the course of rivers in Yellowstone, the one with over 40 million views, isn't the settled fact most people think it is.
Start with this. A wild wolf pack isn't a group of unrelated wolves competing for rank. It's a family. Usually the two adults who had the pups themselves, and some of their older siblings from the last year or two who haven't left yet. That's it. No coup, no fight for the throne. The two parents lead, not because they want to fight, but because they're the parents. Researchers who spent over a decade living alongside wild packs found a pattern in how leadership actually splits. The mother tends to lead on defending the den and caring for the pups, while the father tends to lead the hunting trips and bringing food home. Not a rule every single time, but a pattern that holds up again and again in the wild. The pack isn't just parents and babies either. Older siblings from previous litters often stick around for a year or two before striking out. They babysit. They carry food back to the den in their own stomachs and bring it back up for pups too young to eat solid meat. The closest thing in nature to an older sibling who actually helps out. Eventually, most of those young wolves leave, not because they got pushed out, but because that's how new packs get made. A young wolf travels, sometimes over 100 miles, until it finds a mate, and the whole cycle starts again somewhere new.
Wolves are efficient in a very specific way. They almost never fight a battle they can't win. Before a pack commits to chasing anything, they test it. They'll approach a herd and just watch how it reacts. A healthy adult that stands its ground or bolts hard and fast usually gets left alone. Chasing it costs too much energy for too little chance of success, and one solid kick can kill a wolf outright. But an animal that hesitates, that favors a leg, that's noticeably older or younger than the rest of the herd, that's the one the pack commits to. That single decision, made in seconds, is the real reason wolves get wrongly called cowardly for going after the weak one. It isn't cowardice. It's a species that can't afford to gamble its own survival on a fight it's likely to lose. They mark territory with scent for the same underlying reason. It settles disputes with rival packs without anyone needing to physically fight over it. A boundary drawn in scent does the same job a war would, at a fraction of the cost.
When a pack does commit, this is where it gets tactical. Wolves hunt animals many times their own size. Elk, moose, even bison. No single wolf could take one down alone, which is exactly why the pack exists as a hunting unit in the first place. One common pattern: younger, faster wolves lead early, driving the animal and forcing it to spend its energy first. As the chase continues, more experienced wolves, the ones who've learned exactly where a panicked animal tends to run, position themselves ahead, cutting off escape routes before the prey even gets there. Biologists call it relay running, when wolves take turns leading the pursuit, and ambushing, when some circle ahead while others drive the prey toward them. In practice, a real hunt is usually a blend of both, adjusted on the fly based on terrain, snow depth, and how the prey is behaving. And here's the part that surprises people. Most hunts end in nothing. The prey escapes, or the pack breaks off once it's clear the animal is too strong. A wolf pack's hunting record is built on a lot of failed attempts and a much smaller number of actual kills.
None of this works without constant communication, and wolves do almost all of it without making a sound. A direct, unbroken stare is a warning. A tail tucked low is submission. A play bow, front legs down, rear end up, is an invitation, not a threat. Pack members greet a returning hunter by licking at its muzzle, which is also how pups beg adults to bring up food for them. Then there's the howl. And no, it has nothing to do with the moon. A howl can travel for miles across open terrain. Packs use it to relocate each other after splitting up to cover more ground, and to announce to a rival pack, loud and clear, this territory is taken. A group howl right before a hunt may also work like a pep rally, tightening the bond between pack members right before they need to trust each other completely.
So let's go back to where we started, because this is where the story most people know falls apart. The word alpha didn't come from watching wild wolves at all. It came from a 1947 study of wolves thrown together in captivity, strangers with no family bond, forced to share a small enclosure. Naturally, they fought constantly for rank. That research got picked up and popularized in a hugely influential 1970 book, and alpha wolf became the label everyone knew. The author of that book, biologist David Meck, later spent years living alongside actual wild packs in the Canadian Arctic. What he found looked nothing like the captive study. Wild packs weren't strangers clawing for rank, they were families. He spent the next 2 decades trying to walk the term back, publishing a formal correction in 1999, and eventually got his own original book taken out of print in 2022. As he's put it, what would be the value of calling a human father the alpha male? He's just the father of the family. And that's exactly how it works with wolves. It's a good reminder for this whole topic, honestly, not just for wolves. One more example. You've probably seen the video about wolves being reintroduced to Yellowstone and single-handedly changing the course of its rivers, scaring elk off the riverbanks, letting trees grow back, which brought beavers, which reshaped the water flow. Tens of millions of views. It's a great story. Ecologists who've spent decades studying that exact ecosystem now say it's a major oversimplification. Dozens of factors shaped Yellowstone's rivers, and pinning it on one predator makes for a great video, not necessarily solid science. That's the standard for this channel. Not what gets repeated the most, what actually holds up. So next time someone calls a person such an alpha, you'll know where that idea actually came from, and that even the scientist who coined it spent most of his career trying to take it back. Real wolves don't need to fight for power. They're just trying to feed their kids, defend their territory, and survive a winter. Same as most families. Next week, we're going into a bird that's been caught planning what looks a lot like revenge on people who wronged it, holding a grudge for years. The raven. If you want to see how that one holds up, subscribe, because this is exactly the kind of story that sounds too good to be true, and this time it isn't.